Yeah, outside we're going to try to tap into our natural-born athlete. Our next guest is a journalist, but he wrote an international bestseller called Born to Run. He taught us how to run. Now he's going to show us how to move.
And throw knives, apparently, but we'll get to that in just a second. He's in town promoting his new book, Natural Born Heroes. We're outside live, our CBS 6 studios with Chris McDougall. And Chris, welcome. Good to have you in town.
Oh, I'm having a lot of fun. Thank you.
We're going to talk about the new book and what's up with the knives in a second. I want to ask you about the first book and the movie. We see a lot of writers turn their book over to the Hollywood folks, and they're not real pleased with it. Are you involved at all in that?
I'm pretty pleased because it was fans who bought the book. Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, who made the Transformer films, he read Born to Run and said, I want to make this movie. And then Matthew McConaughey, the same thing. He was a barefoot runner, said, I want to be in this movie. So I'm in the really lucky position of turning it over to people who love the story first and want to make a movie second.
Okay. Cheryl, I know you've got lots of questions, so let's get started on the new book.
Well, I want to talk about the new book because for that you go all the way back to the ancient Greeks and find out what they tapped into as in order to be athletes. And I was talking with you earlier and I said, this is kind of what children tap into, and they're natural born athletes until we grow up.
You zeroed in on exactly the point of the book. I was looking at ancient Crete because, we subcontract everything. If your house is on fire, you call someone to put it out. Someone steals your car, you call somebody. We don't even play our own games, right? We hire people to put on uniforms and play our sports for us, and we call somebody else to bring us food to eat while we're watching other people play our games. But in ancient Greece, you couldn't subcontract everything. Everyone was a soldier, everyone was a teacher, everyone was a policeman. So my question was, what kind of natural skills were they tapping into that maybe we can reinvigorate today? And like you said, take a 5-year-old child, put him or her outside. They want to climb, they want to crawl, they want to evade, they want to use their natural-born instincts.
So those natural-born instincts are still in all of us. We've just kind of learned not to learn them. You're using the adjective super, though. Where's that come in?
Because what the Cretans looked at as a hero was not a superhero, but everybody had that super ability inside. And what they did was they took what are the basic stock parts of a human and what can we bring out of them, what can we raise up that will actually make them sort of superhuman. So one of the things I looked at was throwing, because we look at it as this very difficult art. You have to be Tom Brady, but yet you find people in combat situations that can throw instantly and instinctively without aiming at all. And surprisingly, anybody can do it and be extremely accurate.
Well,
second throw out of the box.
She got it on the second
Cheryl.
one. Yeah, I know.
But it's using your own body to tap into because you said you use your finger, you point, you just point the knife and shoot.
Exactly. We think about aiming as this very complicated thing, yet where's the sky? There. Where's the wall? There. Your finger is hardwired to your brain. And here's the cool thing about throwing. When we learned how to throw, that was the single biggest technological advancement in human history because it allowed us to become the most lethal hunters on the planet. What we did, when we picked a rock up and threw it something that wasn't where it was supposed to be, when an animal's running, you've got to project into the future. And you've got to do these very finite calculations like that. Velocity, weight, speed, wind shear, and hit that thing. And when we did it, we could think into the future. We created creative imagination. That's why throwing for us is so vitally important.
Because you're leading the target and watching which direction is, and you're figuring all that. Is that instinctive?
It is instinctive, and the thing about it is creating a reality that doesn't yet exist. You're looking into the future to calculate where that animal is going to be. And anything that's natural for the species, you'll be flooded with a sense of well-being. So when you go for a run and you stop, you feel great. When you throw something and it's successful, you feel great. And it's these natural abilities that we've shut out of our lives. You bring them back, and suddenly you have people that feel better, acting better, standing taller. And that's why it's so important to tap into these natural instincts.
So show us your natural instinct on hitting this target.
I have to say this is the first time on live TV. So.
Oh, yeah, you put a qualifier
now,
on
Bill,
it.
I need you to stand here.
Oh, no.
No? Okay. So all you're really doing is using the knife as an extension of your own finger. You stand tall, use your core, turn, and just drop it in.
Now, you're close.
Man, get up the pressure, Bill. Thank you. Oh, man. All right.
Okay.
Good enough for you,
There
Bill?
You were telling me before we started that being close actually is the natural way to do it.
Correct. We have this sort of circus mentality of standing very far away and whistling things through the air. But actually, you would never do that in a real fighting situation because you don't want to get rid of your weapon. So what the Cretans would do is you use your weapon in close quarters, and then if you need to step back, you just drop back like that.
After you're throwing one successful one, then you step back.
That's right.
Let's tell folks where they can find out much more about this. Christopher McDougall is at an event tonight starting at 6 at Hardywood Park Craft Brewery.